I'm right here advocating for your child who did come sit in my chair in my office and does trust me. And that's fine. Well, then you act like he does.
Now at 7 o'clock, new audio that sheds light on a confrontational meeting between a Portland Catholic school principal and the parents of a student. In an update to the story, we now know the principal has been fired.
And cell phones off and away all day. A bill passing through the Oregon legislature could make that the standard for schools across the state. We'll hear why one of the bill's chief supporters believes the policy is absolutely necessary. Plus.
How about that? Portland Public School parents celebrating last night because it looks like voters will pass the district's $1.8 billion bond measure. We're going to have all the latest results from Tuesday's special election in Oregon coming up.
And later, new travel restrictions and trends ahead of a busy Memorial Day travel weekend. More details on that, plus your local travel and weather forecasts for the weekend. KGW News live at 7 starts right now. Good morning, and thank you for joining us live at 7. I'm China Green.
And I'm Drew Carney. Chris McGinnis and Rodney Hill also joining us live at 7. Did I do
big.
That? Live at 7. What's up, fellas?
Busy time to be on the roads.
Yeah, you know, the weather's nice outside.
That's your turn, Rod. Sorry.
I'm like,
I thought it was a question.
He's new. His first day.
I'm new. All right, I've got my energy now. Let's go. We have a completely dry day today, by the way, until we get into mid-evening when a new batch of clouds will arrive and scattered showers become possible. But during the day, it's going to be really nice outside, all dry. And in fact, a lot of our cameras now showing mostly sunny skies, including you folks down in Salem, 47 degrees. This was cloudy, 2-3 sort of 40s. So overall, it's still kind of cool outside. But the sun will quickly be doing its thing, if you will, during the morning hours, 63 at noon. And I do believe we could get up to 70. Now, 5 o'clock. Clouds could be back, and again, we start an evening shower chance around 9 or so this evening. Here's Chris.
Rod, into the 7 o'clock hour, we are definitely getting busier on the roads. We'll take you down south of Wilsonville. So from about Art Road or just north of there up towards Charbonneau, that's where things really start to tighten up. But again, this is normal in the 7 o'clock hour. We're now down to about 20 miles an hour or so as you get up towards the Boone Bridge. Beyond that, it's actually not bad, though. It's just yet. Meanwhile, on the east side, 84 westbound, 20 minutes or so gets you in from Troutdale. And we're just shy of 20 minutes to get you in from Hillsborough. Checking out the drive through Oregon City. This is always one of those pinch points through the construction zone on the Abernathy Bridge, 205 south from Oregon City over to Westland Building. And we'll watch as we go through the next 20 minutes or so that drive will quickly stack up towards the Gladstone area. And again, kind of normal. Folks are used to that this time of the morning. The drive out of or over the West Hills at the Sylvan Hill. Again, the sun is right in the driver's eyes. So sunshine slowdowns are a thing. Bring the sunglasses this morning, or maybe the welder's mask. Not so bad out there just yet, guys.
All right, thank you, Chris. Top news story here at 7 o'clock. The most closely watched measure for Portland voters during Oregon's special election. We're talking about the $1.8 billion bond renewal for Portland Public Schools.
It's on track to pass with 57% voting in favor. That is the closest margin for the district since a Portland Public School bond that failed back in 2021. Sunrise reporter Thomas Schultz has more from district headquarters in Northeast Portland.
Well, this close outcome comes after previous bond measures had passed overwhelmingly in Portland Public Schools since 2011. Still, despite the narrower margin of victory, many related to the school system are relieved. Many Portland public parents we spoke to realized the $1.8 billion bond was a big ask. Around $1 billion will be used to rebuild and modernize 3 high schools. That's Cleveland, Jefferson, and Ida B. Wells. Many parents believe rebuilding the schools will create a more comfortable learning environment and eventually lead to an uptick in enrollment. Now, for years, families at Cleveland have complained the building just doesn't keep up with others in the district. Funds will also be used for seismic improvements district-wide. And since this is a bond renewal, it doesn't mean any additional taxes for Portland residents. Instead, that tax rate remains the same from prior bond measures. That's $2.50 for every $1,000 assessed on the value of a home. Outside Portland Public Schools, Thomas Schultz, KGW News.
Portland voters also weighed in on the district's school board. 4 seats up for grabs here. So let's start with Zone 1. Christie Splitt with the commanding lead in that zone. Splitt has experience working as both a high school teacher and in the Oregon legislature and was already appointed to the seat 3 months ago. So she's running to fill the remaining 2 years of the term.
And a big upset in Zone 4. It looks like incumbent Herman Green will lose his seat. Rochelle Chase Miller, who earned the teachers union endorsement, is out in front of the majority of the vote. Green has been on the board since 2021, and Chase Miller has a background in early childhood education and is a director of Smart Reading Program.
Upset there, close race here. This is Zone 5. This is the one we talked about yesterday morning, where marketing strategist and Portland Public School parent Virginia Lafort is taking on McDaniel High School senior Jorge Sanchez Bautista. The parent has the lead over the student this morning. You see right there with about 52% of the vote.
And in Zone 6, Stephanie Inglesman, the clear winner here. Inglesman is a public defender and PPS parent and is also endorsed by the teachers union. We'll have more results from last night's election throughout the morning here on Sunrise. You can also check for real-time updates anytime on our KGW.com or our KGW mobile app.
Meanwhile, the Oregon legislature is considering a new cell phone policy that would cover the school districts all across the state. Right now, districts make their own cell phone policies. We also know that for years, Oregon students have lagged behind kids in the rest of the country when it comes to reading and math. So some legislators believe that this bill could help make up the ground. It calls for districts to have a phones off and away all day policy, including lunchtime. One of the chief sponsors of this bill points out that right now, cell phone rules can be different from class to class in some schools, making it really hard for teachers to enforce any type of policy.
So a student could have 7 classes in a day and 7 different cell phone policies depending on the teacher and their willingness to play whack-a-mole with cell phones during their class period while they're trying to teach.
A subcommittee will hold a work session on this bill starting at 8 o'clock this morning.
Your time now is 7:07 in the morning, taking a live look from our Chehalem tasting room in Sherwood. It is beautiful. It is sunny. We are heading over to Rod Hill. Today is what we're calling No Wet Wednesday.
I like that. You coined that. Let's keep it No Wet Wednesday. We will see clouds quickly come in later this evening, or I shouldn't say later this evening, by this evening, I meant to say. And there could be some rain showers 8, 9 o'clock. But during the daytime hours, this morning, this afternoon, all dry, no rain chance, and really, really pleasant outside. We do have a couple of exceptions to the morning sun. Here's one. It's 48 degrees at the airport up in Kelso. This is the overcast sky still showing up from Three Rivers Golf Course. You got some people out there starting to walk toward the first tee box. You folks are expected to see the clouds break and eventually get into some morning sun. The rest of us from Portland southward, pretty much mainly sunny right now. You can see the sun from the West Hills. That's our live zoo camera, 48 degrees temperature. And there's looking east over the Pioneer Courthouse from the Pioneer Park building downtown. Beautiful morning, obviously. 51 is the temperature. Other numbers for you. Scappoose, good morning. You're at 48 degrees. Sherwood is at 48. Sandy, good morning. 43, 49 in Troutdale. Down in our capital city, Salem, our cameras now showing mainly sunny skies, 47. Cooler out in Silverton, 42 degrees. If you are going to be at the beach today, our cameras here are now mainly showing sunny skies. You will see increasing afternoon cloud cover becoming overcast, and then by 7 o'clock or so this evening, you folks will have the chance of some showers, but staying dry this morning, staying dry this afternoon. Forecast map during the daytime hours through 5 o'clock, all dry. Sunshine, 70 in Bend, sunshine 60s out east, becoming cloudy later this afternoon for the valley and the coast. But I think Portland and Salem each have a chance to get up to about 70 for a high. Now, we have some showers starting at some point this evening. We have a little bullseye of rain that could be with us for several hours first thing tomorrow morning. Thursday's high 65. The afternoon goes on to be pretty dry with a shower threat. No longer a rain chance on Friday. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Memorial Day weekend, all dry. We continue to watch at least the possibility of some scattered shower development Monday afternoon. But all in all, Chris, we're getting ready to jump into a stretch of nice holiday weather starting on Friday.
No, you're delivering right on time, Ron. Thanks for that. Let's take it to the east side of Vancouver. Camera froze up a little bit. I promise he's moving. Photojournalist Eric Patterson's heading north on I-205 up near Patton Parkway. The drive is in pretty good shape there. However, on the other side of town, southbound I-5, of course, is tight now from SR 500 down to the bridge, the interstate bridge, 33 miles an hour or so, or actually decreasing as we get into North Portland. So 17-minute commute in from Main Street. The drive and the sun right in the driver's eye at the Sylvan Hill. I promise you, sunshine slowdowns are a thing this time of the year, timing out perfectly with the sun coming up over the West Hills and right in the driver's face there. So maybe a little bit extra slowing there. The drive, not bad just yet, but it is building 18 to 20 minutes now get you in from Hillsborough. And the I-5 drive from Wilsonville upticking just a little bit, but so far no major unexpected delays out there just yet, guys.
Thank you, Chris. Next at 7, we have the latest special election results for multiple Beaverton School District seats up for grabs, and call it a commencement speech. Hear from the Green Frog himself ahead of his speech at the alma mater of creator Jim Henson. One Sunrise Live at 7 continues on KGW+.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yeah.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW+.
KGW's Evening News. Important stories to help you stay informed and keep your family safe.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Christine Vidawanich.
And I'm David Molko.
Weather impact alerts to help you plan your week.
We need to be extra careful with anything that can throw a spark.
And a team of local journalists connected to our community. David Molko, Christine Vidawanich, and Matt Zaffino. Your Evening News team, tonight on KGW.
Welcome back. Let's get back to our special election coverage here. 4 seats are up for grabs in the Beaverton School District. 3 of them are pretty competitive.
Yeah, we followed this district very closely earlier this school year when Beaverton teachers narrowly avoided a strike. So let's go to Zone 1. Van Trong in front with a solid lead this morning. Trong also received several high-profile endorsements during this election cycle.
In Zone 2, it looks like Board Chair Karen Perez de Silva will hold on to her seat there. De Silva has served as board chair for 2 years. Before that, she taught in the Beaverton School District for 16 years.
All right, this is one of the closest races we've seen anywhere all morning long. This is Zone 5 in Beaverton. Erin Hatch with the lead. It is percentage points here, ladies and gentlemen. You see right there on your screen just how close it is. Hatch has served as a board member at the Arco Irish Spanish Immersion School for 5 years. Her opponent, Syed Kazem, is a tech consultant.
And turning to Washington County now, where voters are weighing in on a $421 million bond in the Tigard-Tualatin School District. That bond would raise property taxes to replace or renovate 5 schools in the districts. It's a close race right now. 50.3% voting yes to approve that bond.
In Multnomah County, a bond for Mount Hood Community College is not on track to pass. It's close, but again, not on track to pass. The latest results here show that most voters have rejected this so far. The $136 million bond aimed to address campus repairs, workforce training programs, and community accessibility. We're going to have more results from Tuesday's special election coming up in our live 7:30 half hour here on KGW+. You can also get real-time updates at KGW.com or on our mobile app.
Finale night is in the books for season 27 of The Voice. America Has Spoken, and a champion has been crowned.
NBC's Jennifer Bjorklund brings us more on the winner from Universal Studios in Hollywood.
A memorable finale to The Voice with performances from Foreigner, Alicia Keys, Sheryl Crow, just to name a few. And the winner, a huge underdog, a one-chair turn, and someone who was also an instant save even to make it to the finale.
Adam David, congratulations!
South Florida's Adam David, instant save to make it to the finale, wins The Voice.
I am in shock. I saw visualized this. That's how it works. I put the effort in, I put the time in, I put the work in. It doesn't always guarantee you to get here, and I am so grateful.
Once he joined my team, I started following him on Instagram and TikTok, and that's when I started to watch stylistically all the different things he did. And I called him up and I was like, dude, I just became a fan.
Bublé's other artist, Jaden Cree, whose dad placed 3rd last spring, came in 5th. Team Adams' Lucia Flores-Wiseman went in the heavy favor but came in 4th place. In 3rd, Philadelphia native Renzo, representing Team Legend, and Team Kelsey Ballerini's Jalen Johnston, who forgot the lyrics in his finale song, was in 2nd place. A lot of surprises this season, and the best, Team Bublé, is 2 for 2, and Adam David, a big underdog, has won The Voice. I'm Jennifer Bjorklund in Los Angeles. Now back to you.
All right, from those voices to this one, a star on stage, screen, and swamp. Kermit the Frog is going to deliver a commencement speech at the University of Maryland tomorrow. His appearance honors Muppets creator Jim Henson, who graduated from Maryland in 1960. Okay. Kermit sat down with NBC reporter Hallie Jackson and shared his advice to this year's graduates.
No, I don't think we are ever really all grown up, you know? Maybe we're at our best when we allow ourselves to continue to grow and learn something new every day, and that's kind of like very a childlike thing, don't you think? I kind of hope these graduates keep that sophisticated childlike sense of curiosity and imagination and innovation as they travel down their paths.
Look at Haley looking at Kermit like that. This will be the first commencement speech in almost 30 years. Back in 1996, Kermit also spoke to students at the former Southampton College of Long Island University, where he was awarded an honorary doctorate of amphibious letters degree.
Oh, wow.
China, you got anything to say about this?
I have a Kermit impression.
We're ready. Bring it.
And I'm in my green?
Yeah, she's wearing the green this morning for Kermit.
Okay. I'm Kermit the Frog.
I'm going to let you try that again. We have time here to let you try that again.
Do it without the crackers in the mouth this time. Okay.
I'm Kermit the Frog.
I'm not going to let you try that a third time.
It's actually a joke because I told my husband when we first started dating that I had a Kermit impression, and I did it, and he almost died laughing because it's horrible. So now Kermit holds a special.
This was the Gong Show, right? We would turn it around like this and send her on her way.
So was that like a moment to save the moment? Like you're meeting your husband.
Saved our marriage.
Like this guy.
Saved it.
You're not sure he likes you, and this saved it.
Pulled it out from my repertoire. Boom, he was hooked. And then we got married.
Hey ho, Kermit the Frog here.
So ladies, if you ever really need to stick a guy, just do a Kermit impression.
Okay, I don't think my wife wouldn't be that bad. We have a disturbance offshore that will be our next rainmaker. The headline today is all dry this morning and this afternoon and really nice. I think Portland gets back up to 70. We will see clouds quickly come in later today, and this disturbance, what you're seeing here, this ball of white on the satellite, will bring us likely rain to start your Thursday morning. So enjoy today's dry time. It's going to be all dry during the day, Oregon and Washington, so all of our region. And most, not all, but most of our sky cameras are now showing sunny skies. Here is a clear look across the Columbia from the Oregon Veterans Zone camera in the Dalles and the dam out there, 47. You have light winds this morning. A look over Providence Park from the camera there out to the West Hills, and you can see mostly sunny skies popping, 49, light winds. Similar view downtown, really beautiful outside this morning. 51 degrees is the temperature outside. 47 in Salem, 48 up in Kelso. Last look, you folks had cloudiness, but it should be breaking up. The rest of us mainly clear in central and eastern areas. 36 for you this morning out in Baker City. Okay, so we have a beautiful day coming. No rain chance during the daytime hours. Late today, and I think this will happen rather quickly, clouds will come in. And then by mid-evening, like around 9, there's the threat of some showers that may or may not happen. But I think this will. There's the disturbance, that ball of white I showed you on the satellite. Comes in first thing tomorrow morning. Could give us a couple hours of fairly widespread rain, and that moves on. And then tomorrow afternoon, I think we stay cloudy, but just a few showers around potentially. And this is Friday at noon. I had a shower chance in Friday's forecast. I've taken that out. So once we get past tomorrow, we're all dry Friday, all dry Saturday, all dry Sunday. And of course, Memorial Day weekend coming up. All right, rain potential This is mainly what will hit us first thing tomorrow morning. It shows up to about 1/4 inch in Lincoln City, a tenth to maybe just shy of 2/10 of an inch of rain up and down the I-5 corridor. All right, valley numbers for today. Enjoy the sunshine. Cloudiness comes in later this afternoon into this evening. Highs will be generally upper 60s to about 70. Not expecting much wind today. This shows Longview 68. Again, you are expected to break out of the low cloud cover that's in your area right now. Tomorrow, back down to the clouds and the early rain and the 65-degree high. Friday with the dry forecast now, back up to about 70. And then much warmer for your holiday weekend. 76 Saturday, 82 on Sunday. Still telling you that there could be some scattered shower development coming up from the south Monday afternoon, which of course is Memorial Day itself. And that's your update. Here's Chris.
Rod, thanks for that. Photojournalist Eric Patterson on the roads up in Clark County a little bit ago snapped this photo. The silver alert still in effect in Washington. WSP asking folks to keep on the lookout for an orange 2007 Kia Spectra. If you find that, there is likely an at-risk missing senior whose name is Rita Casio. Excuse me, I was struggling to find the name there. But in any event, if you see a vehicle matching that description, you're asked to call 911. All right, let's get you back to the roads. Right now, 205 South, building through the Abernathy Bridge area. This is near Oregon City and Highway 213. And as we take you back, I told you a couple minutes ago, watch how this thing builds over the next few minutes. Well, there we go. Back past Oregon City and now into the Gladstone area. So we're puttering along a little bit on that side of town, about 23 miles an hour or so. And of course, the drive through North Portland, slow and steady up near the Expo Center. Right now, your trip in from Clark County has ballooned up to 20 minutes from Main Street to the Fremont Bridge. Guys?
Thank you, Chris. Coming up this morning's national headlines, Pope Leo the 14th. What he asked for from this gathering of 40,000 people.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news, live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
We do want to tell you about some breaking news that we're covering this morning.
Police are asking some people to stay inside their homes.
For the past few hours, we've watched officers coming and going.
Flames blowing in this wind that's been gusting all morning long.
There are level 3 go now evacuation orders in place.
New information that we just got from Portland police.
There is no danger to the public. We'll keep you updated as we learn more.
Stream extended coverage right here on KGW Plus.
Here's a look at some of this morning's national headlines with your morning rush. The U.S. House Rules Committee met this morning to take on Republicans' massive budget package.
The bill increases spending on immigration and the military while cutting funds for food assistance and Medicaid. It also extends the 2017 Trump tax cuts while temporarily ending tax on tips and overtime.
Earlier this morning, Pope Leo XIV held his first general audience appearance at the Vatican. Around 40,000 people were there. The Pope called for humanitarian aid on the Gaza Strip. He also reaffirmed the Vatican's willingness to host the next round of ceasefire talks between Russia and Ukraine.
Fortnite is returning to the Apple's App Store for the first time in 5 years. Apple kicked the game off the App Store in 2020 after the game developers Epic Games added its own in-app payment system. Fortnite is already the top free download in the App Store.
All right, this is some crazy video from Florida. It shows, as you look closely here, it shows a drone helping rescue a teenage girl who was caught in a rip current there. The drone was carrying a flotation device above the choppy water, and as it got closer to the waves, the girl was able to reach up and grab onto that flotation device. After battling through the rough waters, she did manage to make it out safely. And that's a look at your Morning Rush. All right, another very interesting story as we roll through this hour of the Sunrise Show. NFL players have been ruled eligible to play flag football at the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles. A lot of players already saying they like the idea of competing on the Olympic stage. That includes Minnesota Vikings star receiver Justin Jefferson.
And seeing it now being on a global stage is something that's so special. Just to think about the chances of, playing in the Olympics and, getting a gold medal is a dream.
I didn't even know flag football was going to become an Olympic sport. Here we go. Men's teams and women's teams competing, 6 each, and each of those teams will have 10 players on it.
Oregonians could see less money from next year's kicker. Coming up at 7:30, we'll walk you through Governor Tina Kotek's plans to pull $1 billion from the kicker to cover the cost of fighting wildfires. Plus, charter captains in Depot Bay say the city is sinking their businesses. Now they're boycotting a beloved tradition to make waves. The full story when Sunrise Live at 7 continues here on KGW Plus.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
We do want to tell you about some breaking news that we're covering this morning.
Police are asking some people to stay inside their homes.
For the past few hours, we've watched officers coming and going.
Flames blowing in this wind that's been gusting all morning long.
There are level 3 go now evacuation orders in place.
New information that we just got from Portland police.
There is no danger to the public. We'll keep you updated as we learn more.
Stream extended coverage right here on KGW Plus.
We are coming up on 7:29 on a busy Wednesday morning drive. There's a live look up near Marine Drive. I-5 southbound traffic. Yeah, the ODOT reader board says it right there, slow. So we're kind of thick on that side of town. We'll switch gears real quick. Give you the drive times up to 23 minutes now for that I-5 south commute, Main Street to the Fremont Bridge. Elsewhere, a couple slow spots popping up on the east side now as we zoom into the Banfield 84 westbound right out near the Gateway District. Puttering along at about 14 miles an hour and a quick hop over to the west side. The sun is right in the driver's face, climbing the Sylvan Hills. So the drive building there a little bit as well. 25 minutes get you in from Hillsboro. Rod?
Well, as your camera showed, weather-wise, we're gorgeous out there. Most of us here between Portland, Vancouver, and Salem reporting mostly sunny skies. Here's our state capital illuminated by the sunshine. 47 is the temperature. And after a cloudy start a couple hours back, it is now sunny over downtown Portland and 51. This will be a completely dry day until we get into an evening shower threat. But during the day, sun 63 at noon, clouds later today, but we reach 70 degrees before those clouds get going.
Good morning. We start at 7:30 with a live look from the famous Welcome to Fabulous Las Vegas sign. People have been popping in and out of the shot all morning, taking photos. Vegas, one of the top Memorial Day travel destinations. So stay with us. We are talking your local Memorial Day travel and weather forecast at 7:45. Do any of you guys have pictures at that famous sign?
Not at that sign.
I need to get one.
I try not to take pictures when I'm in Las Vegas, China.
That is a good point.
Yes,
Yeah.
we have Vegas finest right here on the anchor desk with us this morning.
Thanks, guys.
Born and raised. I knew you were raised there. Born and raised.
Born and raised. I left 24, I think, so 24 full years. Yes, people are born and raised there. It's crazy.
Do you have a picture by that sign? Because sometimes if you're local, you don't.
I don't.
See, there you go.
I don't, but it's crazy because I remember about 10, 15 years ago, there wasn't a parking lot there. So people were pulling on the sides of the roads
That's
to
what
take
I
a picture,
remember,
and it was super dangerous, and then they made the parking lot there. So, fun fact for you.
We have a nice day underway. We started off at 5 a.m. this morning with most of our cameras showing mostly cloudy skies. And now here we are in the 7 o'clock hour, 7:31, and we have sunny blue skies. So today's forecast for a lovely Wednesday, all dry, is certainly on track. 41, that's Lincoln City, Chinook Winds Casino Resort camera. Clouds are now increasingly breaking up out over Washington County. Here's the Reserve Vineyards and Golf Club in Loa looking to the west, 51 degrees. 48 up in Kelso, where there have been clouds. I haven't checked lately, so we assume if you still have the clouds, they are going to be breaking up. It's all clear out in the Dalles, 47. Winds are light out in the gorge this morning for the most part. Mid-30s in Baker City and 37 in Burns. Our forecast moving forward, beautiful day, 63 at noon. We will quickly become overcast later today going into this evening. I have a high today of 70, though. Rain will be back later tonight and tomorrow morning, so enjoy today. Here's Chris.
Rod, at 7:30, we are now approaching the busiest part of our morning commute. We're up to nearly 25 minutes on I-5 South to get you in from Main Street. The end of the line is up around SR 500, and this is the live look right now up near Marine Drive. So slow and go says it on that side of town, of course. Door number 2, I believe, takes us over to the Glen Jackson Bridge. That, too, getting a little bit busier, but that's in better shape, of course, than the I-5 drive. And door number 3 takes us to the Sylvan Hill. I mean, right in your face is the sunshine this morning. So that's adding to some of the local slowing on that side of town. And last but not least, the trip on the Banfield now. Once you hit about 102nd or so, we're puttering along at about 15 miles an hour to get you in from the Gateway District. So that's a solid 20 minutes now, I-205 to downtown. China, Drew?
Thank you, Chris. Our top story this morning, the results from Oregon's special election.
The biggest decision for Portland voters was the $1.8 billion bond renewal for Portland Public Schools. So the latest results this morning show that bond is on its way to approval. Yes votes in the lead. You see it right there with nearly 58% of the votes. Portland Public Schools Superintendent Kimberly Armstrong already celebrating, saying in a statement, quote, "We are incredibly grateful to the Portland community for once again standing with our students and saying yes to the future of public education."
Meanwhile, Portland Public School Board incumbent Herman Green is on track to be unseated in Zone 4. Green has been on the board since 2021. Right now, Rochelle Chase Miller, who earned the teachers union endorsement, is out in front with 56%.
Let's move over to Columbia County. You see here, voters were asked to once again pay to keep the county jail operational, and it looks like this measure is going to pass. This morning, the yes votes lead the way at nearly 64%.
And in Forest Grove, voters are weighing in on a new $30 million bond to build a new police facility, and this one also looks too close to call. We have all these details and results up on KGW.com, and you can also get it on our KGW mobile app.
In other local headlines this morning, police arrested 2 men for allegedly killing a Gresham teenager 4 years ago. 15-year-old Logan Ivey was killed at the Columbia Trails Apartments in 2021. Kevin Rivas Ramirez and Ty Sage allegedly robbed a group that included Ivey, then shot him and 2 others. Police arrested Rivas Ramirez last Friday. His trial is set for June. Sage was arrested in Coos County and will be extradited to Portland.
A Hillsborough man has been convicted of rape and multiple sexual assault charges involving 2 teenage girls. The Washington County DA's office says 23-year-old Ryan Hancock right there sexually assaulted a 15-year-old in 2020 and a 17-year-old in 2022. In both cases, the victims say Hancock gave them alcohol before taking them to his car and sexually assaulting them. Investigators believe that there could be other victims. Anyone with information should contact law enforcement. Hancock will be sentenced next month.
Authorities seized more than 300 animals after investigating a wild animal park in southern Oregon. They investigated how the West Coast Game Park Safari near Bandon was caring for animals, bringing up questions about permits and business practices. Most of the animals were moved to sanctuaries or rescue centers, but at least 2 of them had to be euthanized. Records show the park had already faced recent violations, including malnourished big cats and food that was stored in trash cans contaminated by rodents.
A Portland Catholic school principal has been fired weeks after she called 911 during a confrontation with a black family. On March 31st, former Madeline school principal Teresa Rast called 911 after reporting the parents were in the school office yelling and refusing to leave. The parents say that they were at the school after learning a racial slur may have been directed at their son and wanted to ask leadership how they would respond to that. Instead, they say that they were met with defensiveness. You can hear Rast talking to the parents in this 911 call.
Why do you want him to have this terrible relationship with the school? Then why do you have him here? Well, I'm the one leading the pack here. Sorry.
You did that because you understood the ramifications of it to me. And it's not right. It's not fair. And it could have turned out very different.
Portland police responded to the school, but were told they were no longer needed. The couple's son was later expelled. We've reached out to the school for comment, but we have not heard back.
Oregon Governor Tina Kotek is floating the idea of withholding part of next year's tax kicker refund to cover the cost of fighting wildfires in the state. The governor suggested holding back $1 billion worth of the projected $1.64 billion kicker to help shift firefighting resources from urban to more rural areas. House Republican leader Christine Drazen argued against the idea.
Yeah, the governor is making a decision she doesn't have to make that harms Oregonians. I mean, right now, Oregonians are struggling under the weight of the cost of living in this state. And the kicker absolutely supports them, absolutely helps them. And there are a lot of ways to fund wildfires in Oregon. And we figured it out each and every year.
Oregon law requires that 2/3 of the state's lawmakers need to agree to suspend the refund. So that means Democrats will need some Republican support to make this happen. Before we get to Rodney Hill and his Wednesday forecast, a live look outside by way of our sky cam in the Dalles. We've been taking this shot all week, and it's been beautiful this time of the morning all week long there, Rod Hill.
Yeah, you are correct, Mr. Carney, out there in Wasco County. Good morning to you folks out in the Dalles. Also really nice is our Astoria column camera up on the hill by the Astor column, looking out over the bridge in the mouth of the Columbia River. A little band of some low clouds, but that looks to be a pretty sunny morning overall, 46 degrees. There's Mount Hood, the tip top, just sticking out right there. Mostly sunny skies over wine country. The Chehalem Tasting Room camera out in Sherwood, it's 47. And after cloudy skies just about 2-3 hours ago, we are now clear over downtown Portland, 51 degrees. It's going to be a beautiful day. There's no rain chance during the daytime hours of your Wednesday. So all of your outdoor plans, working or playing, are a go. There's not much of any breeze out there. I'm looking at Lincoln High School behind me out the window here from the Weather Center, and the flags are pretty still. 44 in Hillsboro, 50 in Westland, 49 in Troutdale. It is 47 in Salem and 46 degrees in Almsville. I do want to remind you that later today, cloudiness will be back later this afternoon into the evening. And there's actually a shower chance showing up as early as about 9 o'clock. That's this evening. During the day today, all dry, and we'll have beautiful sunshine well into the afternoon hours. Mango is our KGW dog of the day on this Wednesday. A beautiful photo, all dressed up there. Dog of the day at kgw.com is our email address. Send us the photo. Dog's name, your name, and your dog will become our dog of the day. Weather map today during the day is all dry. Sunny central and eastern areas, 70 in Bend, 70 in Matters, 72 in the Dalles. I think Portland and Salem each could just get up to 70 degrees if we have good sunshine into mid-afternoon. Tomorrow, different story. We start off with rain and then a few showers potentially lingering in the afternoon, 65 with the overcast skies. Friday, I've taken out the rain chance, so all dry. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Memorial Day, Monday, there is a scattered shower threat in the afternoon that may or may not develop. Here's Chris McGinnis.
Chance of Rod Hill golfing this weekend, 110%. Let's go ahead and get you out the door on the west side. If you're heading over to Redtail Golf Course right now, you're slow, 217 southbound over near Denny, puttering along at about 10, 12 12 miles an hour. This is the southbound commute over on the left-hand side of your screen. Obviously, through the construction zone, it's just busy there anyway. Door number 2, where are we going here? So that should take us down to the Wilsonville area. All 3 lanes moving, but a little slow on that side of town. And we'll switch gears and take you over to the east side, westbound I-84, the Gateway District here on I-84. You're down to about 9-10 miles an hour on that side of town as well. And at last check, the sunset now has, should call it the sunrise, or staring at the sunrise. So the sunshine slowdown's in full effect there. Close to 30 minutes to get you in from Hillsborough. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Chris. On the Oregon coast, boat captains are boycotting a Memorial Day tradition that's been around for the last 80 years.
KGW's Devin Haskins went to Depot Bay to find out why.
Charter captains here in Depot Bay feel like the city is nickel and diming them with new fees and regulations. So to make their voices heard, they're making waves in a big way.
In the world's smallest harbor, some big tensions are boiling over.
For the city to just basically rain on our parade, it's just not right.
Captains like Chris Schaffner say they've had enough. Same with Captain Tyler Turner, who says new fees and unfair policies from city leaders are hurting their businesses.
They're really trying to pass that on to the mortgage holders of Depot Bay and businesses here. And you know, it's finally to that point where we need to say something. Enough is enough, and we're sick of it.
Charter companies are claiming money mismanagement and a budget deficit is being passed on to their companies, like a $250 crab pot storage fee added to their annual mortgage fees.
So they're charging us a storage fee for an area of storage that we can't really use. So every day at the end of our day before we go home, we have to go grab our crab pots, bring them back, put them on the boat.
And fuel surcharges added onto already high prices.
Some of us were taking our boats to other ports to fuel because we were saving hundreds of dollars each fuel up.
The city says the fees help cover costs and maintain the harbor, including new docks funded by state grants. But charter companies argue they've spent countless hours trying to fix the issues with no real results.
You know, it takes a lot for us to boycott. I don't know if that's the best word to use, but that's the word that's out there. Fleet of Flowers, it means a lot to a lot of people.
So now they're taking a different approach.
Of course I'm disappointed.
Kathy Wyatt is the nonprofit organization's president. She says the Fleet of Flowers is not a political affair, but a community one. It's a memorial at sea for those that have died on the water. Several charter boats take part in the service, helping bring dozens of people on the water. But this year, they're keeping their boats tied up.
It impacts us in the way that we are such a close community, and of course we would want them to be involved with us. But because we are such a close community, other people have stepped up, and the fleet will be beautiful as it goes out.
The charter companies say the decision to boycott the Memorial Day service wasn't taken lightly.
If we are boycotting that event, then something is really wrong. There's some mishaps and things going on here that needs to be addressed.
The city of Depot Bay referred us to a written statement posted to their website that calls claims of financial mismanagement unfounded. The Fleet of Flowers is still happening, just without several of those charter boats taking place, instead replaced by other boats. You see that bridge behind me? It'll be filled with hundreds of people watching as boats exit the harbor and then lay wreaths in the ocean in honor of those that have lost their lives at sea. And if you'd like to watch it, it is this Monday, Memorial Day, and it starts at 11. In Depot Bay, I'm Devin Haskins, KGW News.
All right, from the Oregon coast, we take you to the Grand Canyon this morning. This is actually a live look at the Grand Canyon, courtesy of EarthCam. Of course, one of the country's most popular tourist destinations. I think I see some people there on the right side of the screen. I say, good morning from the Sunrise Show. Memorial Day weekend kicks off the summer travel season. We're going to have more on travel forecasts around the country and here locally for the upcoming holiday weekend. Oh, I want to let those people know the live 7 o'clock hour of Sunrise is going to continue here on KGW Plus next.
Next.
KGW's Evening News. Important stories to help you stay informed and keep your family safe.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Christine Pittawanich.
And I'm David Molko.
Weather impact alerts to help you plan your week.
We need to be extra careful with anything that can throw a spark.
And a team of local journalists connected to our community. David Molko, Christine Pittawanich, and Matt Zaffino. Your Evening News team. Tonight on KGW.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
Welcome back to the Sunrise Show on this Wednesday morning. Memorial Day weekend, of course, kicks off the start of the summer travel season. And according to AAA, according to our friends at AAA, more than 45 million Americans will travel somewhere during the upcoming holiday weekend.
But on the East Coast at Newark Airport, travelers will run into some hiccups as the FAA limits the number of flights in and out of that airport. Now, that's on top of major staffing and technical issues, of course. NBC's Emily Ikeda has more.
At Newark Liberty Airport, new flight restrictions in place this morning, with the FAA issuing an interim order immediately capping the number of hourly arrivals and departures, down from 77 under normal operations to 56 total. That reduction comes after the FAA met with airlines last week, writing the goal is to cut back on excessive flight delays due to construction, staffing challenges, and recent equipment issues that have plagued the airport. Last month, multiple air traffic controllers who manage part of Newark's airspace took medical leave, citing stress after losing both radars and radios.
I just got told that the approach lost all the radars. 3 of the 4 radar screens went black.
Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy says the FAA has been working to upgrade and replace equipment, with some controllers receiving on-the-job training.
I can't snap my fingers. I'm hopeful that the telecom will be fixed, and if we get more controllers on board, we're back to normal.
Despite the recent issues, the FAA, airlines, and controllers union all maintain that flying is safe.
It's safe to fly because of the hardworking men and women. Again, working 6 days a week, 60 hours in that week. We have to ensure that they're taken care of as well.
All of it as Americans are already crisscrossing the country for Memorial Day. AAA projecting a record 45 million people will travel over the long holiday weekend, the vast majority of them by car. And travel experts say there are still deals to be had for anyone looking at a last-minute trip or staycation.
Nightly rates for hotels this long weekend are under $200 per night, significantly lower than the average for the rest of the summer. If you book about 24 to 48 hours in advance, you can see super low prices on properties that have really awesome amenities, especially for families looking for a pool or some outdoor space.
Again, that was Emily Ikeda reporting for us this morning. Do you guys have travel plans for the Memorial Day weekend?
You do.
I know I do. That's why I asked the question.
No.
0 for 3? Are you all working on Monday?
Yeah, I am.
I'm working Friday night. I won't be here on Sunrise Friday morning, but I'm working the evening shows Friday and then working Monday, playing golf Saturday.
Shocker.
Well, if you are traveling for the holiday weekend, Chris McGinnis has a little travel forecast.
Not just the holiday weekend, but really the entire summer, because this kind of is the unofficial start of the summer vacation season for a lot of folks, right? So here's some numbers from AAA and from PDX. So AAA expects actually more than 3.5 million Americans to go through, air travelers to go through airports this weekend. They're calling it the most crowded in 20 years. And PDX chimed in and said that they're expecting 7 million passengers to go through the Portland airport between May and August. So things are getting busier. Of course, remember the Real ID deadline has come and gone. You need to have your documents in order, or else you may encounter some slowing getting through TSA checkpoints. Okay, on the roads, another record is the expectation from AAA. They're expecting nearly 40 million Americans on the roads, including 506,000 Oregonians traveling 50 miles or more this weekend. So that's a lot of folks out on the roads, right? Pack your patience. Be nice to people out there. That always helps things go a little bit better. We need some patience on southbound 205 right now. It's pretty heavy from Clackamas to West Lynn. We're puttering along at about 7 miles an hour through the Gladstone area. So again, drive time up just a little bit there. We'll switch gears real quick, give you the drive time in from Clark County. This is about as high as it's been all morning, Rod. Almost 30 minutes now to get you in from Main Street south of the Fremont Bridge. I can zoom in real quick to the Banfield as well, 84 westbound. That is not 84 westbound. The map is 84 westbound. That's the live picture from the Sunset, which is also a little slow at the Sylvan Hill. Rod?
Thank you for that, Chris. If you're staying home, typically the number one spot Oregonians and Washingtonians will go to for a stay vacation, if you will, is the coast. And the beaches will be all dry as well as the valley on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And temperatures will be 65 to maybe 68 degrees, maybe even 70 on especially Sunday with sunshine. So our local forecast is really nice. Here are my numbers for Portland. Mainly dry, warm all 3 days. 76 on Saturday, 82 on Sunday. The only rain chance we have is Monday afternoon. That would be coast and valley and maybe even across central and eastern areas. This is a scattered shower threat developing in the afternoon with the flow patterns coming up from the south. And again, this is just something we're eyeing. There's also reason to believe that this would hold off. And if it does, then Portland could probably be sunny and 80 on Memorial Day Monday as well. So for the most part, your outdoor plans, including on Memorial Day, are a go. What's going on today? Beautiful outside. Most of us, not all, but most of us are reporting sunshine right now. Our next rainmaker is this ball of clouds. That's an upper level disturbance that will start throwing cloudiness our way again later this afternoon into the evening and bring us likely rain into your Thursday morning. But right now, most of our state is just sunny. Here's the Canita Hot Springs Resort camera over in Warm Springs, getting the thermal pools ready there. Could be 70 over in Central Oregon today. Going to be just lovely, lovely weather, not much wind. Our state capital, mostly sunny right now, 47 degrees. Here are the other temps, 48 up in Kelso. You folks seeing increasing sunshine up in Cowlitz County. 47 out in the Dalles, 41 in Bend. We saw the Warm Springs camera, beautiful sunshine, 37 out in Burns. Futurecast shows the sunny skies until we get into the latter afternoon. Here's 5 o'clock. Clouds quickly coming in and thickening up, leading to as early as 8 or 9 o'clock this evening, the chance of some scattered showers. This may or may not come true, but overnight there will be some showers. First thing tomorrow morning, here's 7 o'clock. There's a disturbance coming through. We think we could get an hour or two of fairly steady rainfall. And then behind that, tomorrow afternoon looks pretty dry, just a scattered shower threat lingering. So that ball of rain coming in first thing tomorrow morning, generally about 1/10 to 2/10 of an inch of rain expected coast and valley. And the forecast numbers for today, up to about 61 in Pacific City and Astoria. Morning sun, increasing afternoon cloudiness. The valley, if we're sunny all the way into mid-afternoon, say 3 o'clock, then we have a chance to get up to about 70 or at least upper 60s. I have Portland at 70. The early rain, the clouds, the 65-degree temperature on Thursday with the shower chance lingering. We have removed the chance of rain on Friday. That was a heavy lift. And then Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, all pretty nice. We do have that scattered shower threat, as I mentioned, Memorial Day afternoon. We'll be back in a moment.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news, live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
Police are asking some people to stay inside their homes.
We've watched officers coming and going.
Flames blowing in this wind. There is no danger to the public. We'll keep you updated.
Stream extended coverage right here on KGW Plus.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yeah.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW Plus.
As we get ready to say goodbye for the morning, here's a look at our 7-day forecast. Again, today all dry until clouds roll in late afternoon. We have an evening shower threat, but we'll hit 70, enjoy it. And right now, expect it to be raining when you wake up Thursday morning.
Let's take you to Clackamas. That 205 South Drive, slow and go from Clackamas down to the Abernathy Bridge. Right now, puttering along at about 8 miles an hour through the Gladstone area. So that's about a 20-minute ride to get you from Clackamas south to Westland. That's heavy. Sunset, staring at the sunrise on Highway 26 at the Sylvan Hill, and the I-5 drive south through North Portland, one of our slower freeways right now. 30 minutes to get you in from Main Street. The end of the line is at Main Street. Pretty heavy all the way down to the Fremont Bridge.
All right, before we wrap up this live hour of television on KGW Plus, we're talking about a snake.
Yeah.
A snake and a mom in Missouri.
Yeah.
So a Missouri mom was met with that unexpected passenger driving her son to baseball practice. It's a young black rat snake, if you're not familiar with the species. It popped out of the hood of her car. So she and her son tried to get it out of there. The snake wouldn't leave, apparently. So mom decided to drive over to the school. That's where she works. She got several teachers, even the school superintendent, to help out with this snake situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you see the snake again.
He's just trying to stay warm.
Eventually, we're told, it slithered away unharmed.
Not poisonous.
How do you know?
Because I grew up in Missouri, and those we just call them black snakes. They're actually quite common. We would get them in our basement from time to time, and my mom and dad would say, "There's a snake down in the basement. You boys get down there and get that thing out of here." And we'd be like, "Yes, Mommy."
If you have that snake in your basement, what do you not have?
What?
Rats.
Because
it eats rats.
We didn't, to your point. Never had a rat in the basement. Yeah.
I feel like you just have to burn down the house at that point. A reminder, you can watch sunrise every day live here, exclusively on KGW Plus at 7 o'clock. An entire hour of this just for you. We'll see you here tomorrow.